Okay. I welcome you all. I would like to start today's webinar on the present and the future of the hospitality industry in the age of digitalization. Um, Let me tell you a few words about the topic of our webinar. Over the past few years, the restaurant and catering industry has undergone many changes worldwide, thanks to IoT devices, mobile devices, and the development of payment systems and technologies. At the same time, artificial intelligence has conquered every field, and the hospitality industry is no exception. As a result, restaurants have developed digital menu systems and ordering and payment with smart devices. This means that traditional menus are slowly being replaced by QR codes or the restaurant's own mobile devices and kiosks, which allows customers to order food. No country is an exception to this trend, which is slowly spreading everywhere. Um, Let me introduce our participants. I would like to introduce you to the restaurant digital menu experts on the topic. Gyula Lukács as the owner of CEO of Sinatouch, and Peter Pataki as the manager of the AdServe project and post account manager. Okay, and let's continue with the questions in our webinar. Gyula and Peter, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, nice. Okay, let's start with the first. Let's begin. What can such a digital menu system offer restaurants? What new features does it give to restaurants and guests? What do you say, gentlemen?
I know. Of course, you can compare the paper menu with the digital menu. It's a big difference. First of all, the paper menu is simple to use, but you cannot really to search it. But if you use it, you can easily search on the digital menu. Like you can search by ingredients, by I don't know, calorie value, or I don't know, diabetic, no sugar, vegetarian, vegan. So the searching is much easier, and of course it's much easier to change it. Just push few buttons and change the digital menu. If I know what is spatial today, or what is the I don't know what you want to sell more, or what you want to discounted, and much easier to change than not like you see the same menu years in the restaurant. So it's more dynamic, more agile. I know, Peter, what else?
Yeah, it's definitely creates like a faster and easier maintainable environment between the restaurants and guests. As Gyula said, they can search for nutrition facts, which is very important today. There are gluten-free and other diabetics, as you said, so people can easier find the dish they wanna choose. It's eliminate the human error because the server might not perfectly know the menu. And also, it could provide a much better feedback about those food items, because customer can, while browsing the menu and eat it, they can leave right away a feedback. So it's easier for the restaurant staff to basically maintain that menu and see, if they have to remove some items or actually maybe add, because those kind of item is more, favorable for customers. So it's definitely create a better communication between the staff and the customer.
And
that's my opinion.
And nowadays it's more restaurant. If you more and more restaurant, I know it's dependent town, of course, but I have been in Chicago a few weeks ago, and 9% of the restaurant with a QR code on the table. What does it mean? Just click on the QR code and you immediately have on your phone the menu. And some of them you can even order on that. You can order on that, and the top of them you can pay on that. So like it's 3 stages of the digital menu. One, to just see the menu. Second stage, like you can order from the menu, and the third stage you can even pay your invoice or check.
It's very,
And
very
there are, I mean, you not always use or3, so it's sometimes you only have the option to pay.
Yeah, sometimes
order. So
minimum what I saw, the just some PDF file pop up, some website pop up for you, and you can really see the menu, what they have.
I agree.
Okay. It's in the practical usage, it's better like the old school things. Okay. And the other questions that we have, what kind and size of restaurant is such an investment worthwhile for? By the way, do restaurant customers like digital solutions? Is there no feedback that classic menu is better? It is easy for everyone to use devices, including the visually impaired, the elderly, or guests who cannot keep up with technology. What do you think?
I know how I mentioned, of course, is most of the restaurants keep the paper menu, like a hard copy of the menu. But I saw the last time they have only just one printed page, not a nice menu anymore. Just somebody really cannot use the digital devices, the own or the restaurants. They only give them some piece of paper and here you are, just read it, And otherwise, they recommended to use the digital menu. Definitely because the COVID and this the paper menu was somebody touched it, and they don't want to use it, and much easier to touch only your own phone. It was a big step or big jump, I can tell you, with the digital menu.
But it also depends, what kind of restaurant you are. So if you are, visiting fine dining, probably the paper menu or some kind of eliminated menu is I think is going to be present always, because that's kind of like, part of their style. But in the faster environment, it's definitely just QR code and they not even provide you any kind of paper menu. Maybe they have a big menu board or signage. People want to read, they can read the food, but I think there are places where there's no menu whatsoever, and there are still places where they're gonna provide you menu. So it's gonna be both. So the feedback is also, I mean, I think it's easier to maintain without the menu, but there are some kind of environment you need to have a menu because that's more elegant and stuff like that.
Even the reading is easier because you can, just, scroll in and you can easily find something and you can do,
Yeah, yes. And the other question, I mean, the elderly people, so as the generation getting older who was young before, they get used to these IT products. So here in the States, they call them bloomers, those people like over 60, 65, and the younger generation getting to this elderly stage, but they already grew up with this kind of technology. So I don't think so it's gonna be a problem. It's getting less and less problem, and in the future, I normally see it's gonna be a problem and the showstopper item.
Okay, super. Thank you for the answers. And the next question is, where are we now with this system? How much demand do restaurants have for digital menu systems in the USA? What are the market needs now? What is the market potential? What do you see, gentlemen?
How I mentioned, they want to, of course, have more guests, but the other side want to save on the cost. And how can they save on the cost if they use less servers? And it's mean if somehow with the payment, with the order taking, and otherwise they can substitute the server like a live work. I think this is can be the big hit. It's always have to balance out, how much, because sometimes don't like if you go to restaurants, you want to talk with someone and just have to pushing your phone and your or tablet. But I think the direction is that definitely is that substitute the servers, like save on the cost also, not just have a more guest.
And yes, that's definitely, and not just safe, that actually the other problem, you can't really find enough human resources. So there are some areas where you don't have enough staff. The restaurants is definitely going to be, a help for the restaurant. So they can not just lower their cost, they actually can operate without interruptions. So it's definitely, that's the direction, and you can see more and more this kind of digital technology here
And
in
of
this.
course, you can increase the service level. For example, if you have a digital menu or the technology, you can have a guest recognition system. And it's when somebody walks in the restaurant, you immediately name and the favorite food, favorite drinks, and you can welcome by his name. It's like you can more personalized the service with that.
I can see that is a huge step in the customer management.
Yeah. The next
So,
step can be the customer management. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
sure. Nice. Thank you. Um, it's even possible, say, to move towards a 3D display of the dishes on the menu. How do you see?
I do not see the 3D display, but to use more picture and the right picture, this is a other ball game. I think is a more and more future in that, like I call it like a menu engineering. Is mean like is there have to be some professional how to or psychologically put the picture and the name, which kind of letter to use and which kind of picture to use, and it's more attractive for the guest, and how we can force to choose that burger instead of that burger or that sushi instead of that sushi. It's just I think is maybe we can lead to orient the guest interest also.
Super.
Yeah, I agree. But 3D, I don't see 3D pictures. It's too difficult. Maybe one day if we're gonna have those holograms and the 3D
Is
on the
everybody
table.
going to wear the Apple glasses? Maybe
Yeah,
like
but you wear
it's going to
something.
be like very basic. It's going to be 3D pictures, but in the first step is to make correct, nice pictures and add to the menu. And because according the researchers, is some pictures they choose 80% the guests according to the pictures, if they have any pictures, of course, on the food.
Nice. Thank you. And the next question is, are there more surprises to come from artificial intelligence or the development of IoT tools? How do the experts see it?
I have been in Chicago in the big trade show, and I see two big way now. What is in the present in the AI? One definitely, how can we reach the guest, like some kind of CRM stuff? How I can send message, like a targeted message to send out them and for whom, and to know where is he and is nearby my restaurant to send out the message to him or her, and that kind of stuff, like how to make a more targeting, how to use the guests' interest. Another what I see in the AI, the robotics stuff. I see surprisingly lots of robots there. Like instead of server, they bring the food to the table. I do not see in the live yet, or I see some some experiment in some restaurant, even in Sarasota and Chicago, but guests doesn't like that form what they have now. But what I see is lots of money in that, like lots of investment in that part, because everybody's showing some robotic stuff. Can use servers and bring plates and food to the table and drinks to the table.
But I think those robotics is really just for the show for now. So I think they do it, but in real life, benefit is not gonna have for I think few years. It's more like, as Julia said, in CRM style, or probably creating the menu, maintaining the inventory, or probably you're gonna see robots like maybe in the kitchen doing like easier tasks, preparing the food. But as far as the servers, I don't really see. It's more like kiosk, having kiosks where people can self-ordering or drive through where you could have an AI to speak with the AI, but I don't see in the near future it's going to be very common that a robot bring you the food. Yeah, there are some they try research and available, but it's not widely present on the streets.
Yeah. I don't know if they really can talk. The AI can really talk. How is going to be like if it really can talk as a server with you. How it's going to work in that time. Is this going to be enough, or the guest still want to speak with a live person? Instead of to talk with some microphone and order the food, even if they can answer the questions and payment everything. Because I think we are very strongly in that way now in the AI. So the speech is more and more sophisticated. And the answering is more and more sophisticated. And I see in the support business, and I have lots of junk call, and so far was 80% come from Philippines and from India. Now is 80% or 60%. The first call come from the AI. I can recognize the voice, the AI voice, but they can really answer the questions and the basic questions so far. But I think that direction can be. I don't know. Is it going to happen? It's just, if I in person, I like to talk with the, to the microphone and to talk about my food instead of the live person.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And what does the future hold? Can this technology still evolve? What hardware and software innovations can we accept? What do you think about it?
I mean, it definitely can evolve. That's
Yeah.
that's for sure. I think this direction, what we see is gonna be more, seamless and probably more gonna pops up, as we see new problems, what we need to be solved. So yeah, I think there's infinite
The
possibility.
AI can be like more personalized, the stuff. And for example, even if you go near to the fast food restaurant and it's recommend you your favorite burger because it recognize you by face, or I don't know, by your code or something like this, and you can recommend your favorite food instead of anything else. And like some more personalization, I can image, like even digital signage. You are near to the restaurant and your favorite smoothie recommend to you immediately or pop up, that is you buy your.
That sounds good. Nice.
Yeah.
Or yeah, let's say you're allergic for something and maybe it's gonna be recognized easier and then no mistake. That's probably one of the things. But I think in other end in the restaurant, probably first those jobs gonna be replaced by robots, which is easier, and you don't really need a human for that. And you're probably gonna keep jobs like where you speak with the customer for humans, because that's for a while until you have good enough AI or robot technology to replace it.
Yeah, I see the big effort McDonald's and that kind of chains to use the app instead of the personal. Like always asking the McDonald's here in the US is which kind of app. If you use your app, you get 10% discount instead of to order, and the drive-through. And I don't know. That's a future, but I see more and more kiosk. Like you can order, the kiosk is all fast food already here at the kiosk. Is mean like again substitute the personal. Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. That's why I said before that kiosks. These are the stuff which gonna probably evolve first and take over the humans, because I mean it's not that sophisticated like workflow, right? When you, like, as a server, you have to speak about so many things, and it's complex and you need the human interaction. But when you are in the fast environment, drive-through, kiosk, you put together a hamburger and those ingredients, that's something where it could give you it's also faster environment. So the pieces, they have to put together those items faster. So that's where probably, and we already see it, but that's where it's gonna be coming place, I think, in the near
What's the
future.
big, dangers for the restaurants, the delivery? I guess, because they can really do like some kind of company like Amazon, they can take over the delivery stuff and and you don't go anymore to restaurants. You're home,
Yeah.
push buttons, and you get after 10 minutes or 15 minutes or like the same as a waiting time in the restaurant, you get the fresh food at your, at your door, and you can get it and the same, you can bigger choose, and some big company like Amazon or something like this, they can really cover the US or something like this. It's a big dangers for the restaurant, even nowadays. Definitely the COVID doesn't help them, because more and more people have a habit now to order food instead of make a delivery instead of to go to restaurants, because they're still worried about the COVID or other germs.
Okay, that's are the directions of the evolving industry of the restaurants and the digital menus. We have finished with our questions. Maybe attendees have some questions for us.
Okay. But I think the biggest danger is really the delivery, like some company, like some really big company, lots of small kitchens, small kitchens with the big sortiments, and I don't know, it's just, I come for the direction, the more individualization. It's not a good stuff, because it's not a good thing, but I don't know. But it's gonna happen.
But there's an endless opportunity for sure. So it's
something like Amazon. What is just really need 30 minutes between 30 and 1 hours get a fresh food, or more sophisticated, and thousands of delivery company. What is here now is instead of that one going to be 1 or 2, and even they can make a food for you.
Okay, thank you. Questions from anyone? We don't have other questions.
Okay.
From the attendees. Okay. Okay, gentlemen, we have finished our topic with the questions, the present and the future, the outcomes, and if we have nothing to other to speak about, we can close our session. Thank you for
you're very welcome.
For your attention, especially for the participants and the experts. I wish you all a pleasant day and Merry Christmas and
thank you. Same for you.
Well,
okay. Happy holidays to you also. Well,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.